like he's here now. Well, no, I mean, he's not muted.
Recording. Okay, I would like to call to order the March 15th, 2022 Hideaway Hills Board of Trustees meeting. May I have a motion to adopt this agenda?
So moved.
I would like, somewhere in here, you tell me how you would like to do it, but I think we need to amend the agenda.
Okay,
You're making a motion to amend it?
I am.
okay,
And my motion to amend is in relationship to the new business topics. And the amendment would be, instead of harassment language, it should read Code of Regulations, Article 11, non-discrimination language. And the second amendment would be the code misprint, and I would like to delay that until the next board meeting.
okay. So I have a motion to change the language for the ballot issues for the annual meeting from harassment language to discrimination language.
Article 11, Code of Regulations.
Article 11, Code of Regulations,
Non-discrimination language.
discrimination language.
And then delete the agenda item misprint, code misprint.
Right. And to eliminate the code misprint portion of the new business topics, which we will have to circle back to. And
I've also got an amendment to the agenda, but I don't know if it's separate after this motion.
I think we can.
Okay, I'd also like to propose that we amend the agenda to include committee project guidelines update under old business topics.
We also have a motion to update the March agenda under old business topics to include the update on committee guidelines.
I second the motions to modify the agenda as stated.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, opposed? So moved. Okay. Yep. Now we need a motion to adopt the agenda.
To adopt the agenda.
Do I have a
I'll
second? Seconded by Cabot Ray. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. President's report. It looks like we made it through another challenging winter and we're ready for the warmer weather and spring. Before long, we'll have boats out on the lakes and golfers will be on the golf course and gardeners will be planting their crops. Members hopefully will be dining on the lodge deck and we'll hear some great music at the amphitheater. For members who haven't spent a spring or summer in HAH, you're about to see our community come alive. Be sure to check the calendar on the Echo and on the website for important dates and events. I'll mention just a few here. The annual pontoon launch is set for April 23rd. If you haven't witnessed that, it's quite an event. In a matter of a few hours, the Lakes Committee and volunteers will put somewhere around 90 pontoons on the water. The Golf Committee is holding its spring fling at the clubhouse on April 9th at noon. The committee will share their survey results, highlight improvements at the course, and talk about future plans. Everyone is welcome. Our new fitness center will be open very soon. I toured it, and hats off to the Health and Wellness Committee and the many volunteers who helped turn a shell of a building into a fantastic amenity for our members. You'll hear more about these and other events like our arts and crafts show, the annual Dam Jam, and/or outdoor concert series. So stay tuned. Our search for a general manager is continuing as we've narrowed it down to a couple candidates who will visit us over the next couple weeks. I know it seems like it's taken a long time, but there aren't a lot of people who punch all the tickets we need as a general manager, and we want to get it right. If you see members of the board or management committee walking around or having dinner with a stranger, please feel free to stop by and say hi to the candidate. Here's to spring and a great summer of fun and fellowship. We need to,
I move,
yep,
I move to approve the February 15th, 2022 board minutes.
do I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Doug Parker. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We need to vote on the special meeting.
Last year we did that at the end.
Okay.
So I think we do that at that time. We
For
vote on
all
the
the-
prior year and any special elections
Okay.
at that time.
That's a good call out there.
I just couldn't remember.
Yep.
They are, but I figured.
Do we have any correspondence, Linda?
No, we do not.
No correspondence. Wow. Treasurer's report and motion, Cabot.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, President Chaz. I want to say a special thanks to Assistant General Manager Penny Johnson and Christina Hall in the office for helping to fill in for me with these reports while I've been gone. I'll be back in about 2 weeks. The 27 committees and subcommittees began February with a combined account of $157,727.75. Activity was minimal during the course of February, other than, of course, the Health and Wellness Committee as they continue toward opening that fitness center. But we ended February then with a total committee fund total of $157,610.92. Not much movement there, but things are about to get busy. I make a motion now that we accept this committee treasurer's report for February.
I'll second that.
Motion seconded by Linda Hodge. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
We're hearing some of the people on phone can't hear us.
Oh, you gotta talk in your microphone.
Okay. Okay, management committee report, Rex Eberly.
Good evening, everyone. From our last management committee meeting last week. First of all, some committee notes. Our one meeting per month schedule seems to be working well. Had a couple of work sessions in between our standard meeting aimed at completing the RFID implementation plan, which we have submitted to the board. As of the meeting time, our capital fund total was $438,025.65. Our depreciation fund total was $404,855.86. We're hoping to spend some of that tonight with some approvals. We did have some expenditure requests. One was we voted to enter into a lease agreement with Modern Office Methods for a Canon DXC 3885i copier scanner printer. The old one was up for lease toward the probably the end of May, but it's been having trouble with feeding paper and paper jams, and it's been a mess. So we were able to renegotiate with Mom and get a lease on a unit that has a dehumidifier and some other items that will keep those paper jams to a minimum. Those are a lot of times they're caused by the humidity and the dampness of the paper. So we decided to go again with a lease because copiers seem to, just like computers, just like phones, in 5 years it will be out of date and there will be something new. And so instead of purchasing a copier outright, having to get rid of it on the open market and do it again in 5 years, we felt it's best for the club to lease. like those computers, your phone goes to sleep. So the lease payment is $333.12 per month, and that includes everything. So we know what it's going to cost to fix it, what it's going to cost for paper, ink, toner, all that good stuff. So we didn't believe that fell into board of trustee approval since it's a monthly fee, but if you guys think differently, we let you do that. Mike, not on?
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Oh,
Say something loud.
this loud?
It's loud.
Can you hear him, Linda?
Yes,
Lonzik,
yes.
you can.
Test 1, 2.
I can hear fine.
Use that mic.
All right, they're hearing you. They're hearing it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good on the copier. All right, next we voted to purchase a 2022 Toyota Tacoma pickup to replace the silver security vehicle. We received quotes from Toyota, Ford, and Chevrolet on all similar smaller size pickups. We also looked at used pricing. The base Toyota was at least, I need to change this. We had a little change. It was about $3,000 less expensive than the other two options. Sales price for the pickup was $31,220, including taxes and titles and all that good stuff. Quoted trade-in value of $13,000 for our trade means we've got a total cash outlay of $19,751.73. If you enjoyed the management committee meeting from last week, you will note that we had a price increase. We had to do an e-vote on that. The model we were wanting became sold out. We had to take one with some options that we didn't really want, but we got to replace the truck, and that's the situation we're in right now. So we had to go up right at $1,200. So tonight we'd like board approval on that purchase. What happens next is we'll have to put in a $500 deposit and then wait for that truck. It's in build and wait for it to be delivered and hope some other dealer doesn't get a better option and take it out from under us and all that good stuff. So we shall see.
And Rex, you said that there's a change that it's at 3,000 less expensive than
Than-
the other two options.
Than the other
Instead of
options.
4, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We
need,
can
Yes.
approve now or wait till I'm done. It's up to you.
Let's knock it out now.
yeah.
I need a motion for the management committee to spend $19,751.73 for a 2022 Toyota Tacoma for security. It will require a $500 deposit.
So moved.
By Lon,
Second.
Moved by, motion made by Linda Lonzinger, seconded by Tim Weibel. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
We also voted to purchase a mower lift for the golf course maintenance team, so they didn't have to crawl under mowers and other pieces of equipment to work on them. It's designed to lift 7,000 pounds. It's needed to be more efficient and safer when repairing and servicing our small equipment. Price with tax was $8,592, and that has been ordered. Okay. Additional topics we had, and I think I had it in here, but you're going to cover the interview of the GM recruitment process. The management team has developed a plan for operating the Hideaway Hills without a general manager in place, and I want to say that both the management committee and our managers of our hired managers have responded well. And so what we did is we split up the management committee, and each one of us took a particular manager to kind of help and just answer questions and watch over and make sure they didn't need any help. They are perfectly capable of handling their departments, and they're doing it well without too much help right now. Julie Evans has taken the office staff. Marty's doing the maintenance. Steve's got security and golf course. JJ's, of course, got the food service. And then I'm there to back up Penny with anything that would normally go to the general manager, if whether it be a member complaint or a vendor problem or anything of that nature. Today there was I needed to approve a form for our spectrum so we could get an updated price. So little things like that. So again, we trust our management team and don't see that our members are going to see any reduction in service. Obviously, we need a general manager. We want one as soon as possible, but we're going to function without. Any questions? What? Okay. I'm
Thank you.
still going. No, I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
done.
Gotcha.
We were working. We were busy. Some members have asked the office if there was any way for them to opt out of the directory. They want to keep their personal information private to avoid unsolicited mailings or contact. The MC, the management committee, sees no reason not to allow this, and so we've asked Penny to kind of come up with a plan for doing that, and we'll have a way for new members to opt out in the new member packet, a way for current members to opt out if they want to. And so Penny's working on that, but I don't think we're in a huge toot on that because I think it's a while till the next directory comes out.
That's
So,
over a year.
yeah.
If it-
So,
yeah.
but we don't see a problem with that.
Okay.
We've been notified of some drainage issues above and around Lake Arrowhead, and Marty and Rick are investigating. We do have a new member request on Blacktail Court, and I don't know, it's Blacktail Court is a platted road that runs directly west from the stables. There's no road there now. It's just dirt. A new member has bought the club-owned lots that surround what would have been the cul-de-sac. And they're saying, there's no need for the club to build a road and a cul-de-sac there because A, they don't want it and they don't need it. They just want to be able to put their driveway where the roadway is. And I think what we need to do is, and I think this needs to be a board of trustees item with the attorney, is to possibly develop a long-term, maybe a 99-year lease, let the attorney figure out how to do it. Not a lease, excuse me, an easement. Provide them with an easement so they have access on our road to build their driveway. We don't have to spend the money to build anything. Looks like everybody's happy. So I think we just need to get together and work on that, and then probably have an attorney draw something up.
Yeah, you might want to check as to whether there's any need for abandonment, formal legal abandonment
Not
of
sure.
the road itself. I don't know, but that's the way it works outside the gates.
And so for exactly where is this?
The barn is right here. Maya Lane is here, almost right directly from the west barn door. You'll see whatever the easement is, 50-foot area that's been mowed, and it looks like a utility easement. What
Okay.
that is, it's a road easement.
Okay.
And nothing's just ever been built down there. And they've bought all the lots that would be around that cul-de-sac. So two of them are unbuildable, or we think they are. Probably that easement would need to say that they never subdivided the ground that they purchased, and it was only, but I mean, I think there's ways to work that out. Okay.
But you guys still have work to do on that, and you'll be back to
Well,
us.
I think the only work would be is if we decide if we want our club attorney to work on that, I can work with them to let him know what we need, and they can research what needs to happen and then go from there.
Okay.
Is that something we need to vote on? Or do we just
I don't think
go
so.
along? Okay.
Let's find out what the attorney says we can do or should do. It may be an abandonment. It may be an easement. It may be a lease for $1. Who knows?
Do we, you can send me the lot numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Good enough.
And I think that is, last thing is we want to really congratulate the lodge for 2021. So the lodge and the clubhouse, all our food service. So just some 2021 results for the year. Revenue at the lodge was $274,457. Expenses were $353,756. So the club subsidy for the lodge was $79,299, which For 2020, when we were closed most of the year, our subsidy was $68,744. And our 2019 subsidy, when we were open for the full year, was $196,000. So we were open all year, provided, I believe, an excellent product with only a subsidy of just under $80,000. And I think our food service team deserves an attaboy for that. And I think we're not making promises, but I think we can beat that this year. And what it takes is, as somebody says, butts in the seats and come in and enjoy the product, and that lowers that subsidy. So the clubhouse did great as well. I believe my revenue numbers are off, so I don't want to quote them, but I do know that our subsidy was well under $2,000 for the clubhouse. So we did very well there as well. It was almost breaking even there. So very proud of that.
Good deal.
Any questions or comments for the management committee?
Did you have a few more things that you didn't cover?
I had a couple little ones, but
Not,
yeah,
okay, great.
nothing. The backhoe showed up. Well,
Yes,
it's a month
okay.
old, so.
Great.
But you can
Okay.
put them in the minutes. You've got them.
Thanks, Rex. No need for a general manager's report this month. Committee business and reports. We'll start with the folks that are logged in remotely. Cabot. You're muted, buddy.
There you go. Sorry, this high-tech stuff, I just don't get it. Anyway, nothing from the pool committee, of course, not this month, but it'll fire up soon. Want to say that the chapel committee, though, is beginning to move towards the new season. And thanks to the generosity of a certain couple of members, I won't tell you their names, but the initials are Mark and Mary Beth Fisher, we were able to purchase a fourth sail and some wires to add that sail to extend the shading area over the chapel. And now that will be installed later this spring. But as Teresa and Ty Jordan tell me, there is more construction, additional trees planned to honor the life of past members. So this Mother's Day weekend, the hanging basket sale will happen again in May. It's a big deal. First service of the season for Chapel Committee will be a sunset service on Memorial Day, May 30th. And then every Sunday from that point forward through the summer at 10 a.m. will be service time. We do have a great committee, but we really could use help in leading the music for some of the services. So if you play piano, guitar, even kazoo very well, or you sing or could lead some singing, we would really love you to get involved with our committee this year to help us with the services for this tradition that is one of the great traditions in the summertime here in Hideaway Hills. So that's it for chapel, but I also wanted to mention, and I need to bring a vote to cast. For the last number of years, Sue Batisher, along with Ken, have done a great job leading the Adopt an Area Committee in beautifying and tending to plants and gardens around the gates, decorating. But they want to step back now from leadership of that committee. And so I said I would ask for an e-vote to accept the resignation of Sue Batisher as chair of that committee. She says she still wants to help, just not be in charge. So I make the motion that we accept her resignation from Adopt an Area.
So we got a motion to accept Sue Batisher's resignation from the Adopt an Area Committee. Do I have a second?
Second, Tim Weibel.
Seconded by Tim. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Now, while we're on that subject real quickly, and of course, they're looking for some members. They only have, I think, a half dozen members that do all of this work, and they really do a great job. But they could use some help also, and particularly in leadership. Sue tells me that no one has yet come forward to become the head of that committee. So if, again, membership out there, you like to work with plants, you like decorating around the gates, it does make a big difference. And also the lodge makes a big difference in the way the place looks. Get in touch with Sue Batisher. You can get her number through the office, and I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. And that's it for me on committees.
Thank you, Cabot. Linda Lonzinger.
I have nothing.
Nothing from Linda. Eric?
I have activities for youth. This is in regards to the Easter egg hunt. I'd like to make a motion to approve $75 to pay for the Easter egg hunt to be held on April 9th at 10:30 at the Shelter House. In addition, to have an egg stuffing party on April 2nd at 2 p.m. at the Clubhouse Shelter House.
I second that.
We got a motion made by Eric for a April 9th Easter egg hunt at the Shelter House for $75, and also a date of April 2nd for an egg stuffing party. Who was the second?
Abbott.
Cabot seconded the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That's all I got.
Hey, Eric, before you move on, you had talked we talked at the meeting you missed about Ken Yost wanting to resign, but get a formal vote. So we probably should do a vote to accept his resignation.
I'd like to make a motion to accept Ken Yost's resignation from the Long Range Planning Committee.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Linda Lonzinger. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Ken.
Tim Weibel.
Thanks, Chaz. ORC, nothing to report for this month. As far as the golf committee goes, I think you touched on a couple of these things already, but they did send out a golf survey, and I think they had 143 responses. They are starting a Facebook page to communicate everything golf. So you can look for HAH Golf Course Committee Group or reach out to a golf committee member for link details. They are in the process of adding their 2022 schedule to the club committee page with scheduled dates and tournament details. And then at noon on noon Saturday of April 9th at the Clubhouse Pavilion, they're inviting everyone for brats, chips, and soda. They're calling it a spring fling with a kickoff for the golf season. And then I think they are going to follow that later on with a work day. But the new Facebook page will help us gauge a head count for food. So look for it as far as that April 9th event. They also, I'm requesting that we approve, or I guess I'll make a motion that we approve the golf committee to pay $456 to Logan Monument for memorial plates purchased for the 3 individuals at the golf course.
I'll second that.
Okay, so got a motion by Tim to spend the golf committee to spend $456 to, was it Logan Monument?
Logan Monument, yes, that's correct.
Okay, for the golf course, seconded by Linda Hodge. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That's all I've got.
Thank you, Tim. Doug?
Okay, Links Committee. I'm going to start off with a funds request, simply because we've tried to do this a couple of times and it just hasn't quite made it. But anyway, we know we have the pontoon launch on April 23rd. We will need some money to do that, so we need to request, and I'm asking for approval for $700 from Lakes Committee funds for the pontoon launch on April 23rd to cover various event expenses.
Okay,
I'll
got a
second.
motion made by Doug for the Lakes Committee to spend $700 on the April 23rd pontoon launch, seconded by Linda Hodge. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Second thing is requests for approval of dates for some other upcoming events. I can do these. There are 4 of them. I can do them all together and we can vote on that. That's fine with me, or we can do them one at a time if we need to. I mean, just run through them and we'll vote. Okay, I think we can do that. Bringing back a longstanding favorite, which COVID and I guess some other things might have gotten away. I forget, Sue, but anyway, the tadpole fishing contest. That's the kids fishing contest that we've done here for many years and has always attracted a lot of attention and a lot of kids. That'll be Saturday, June the 11th. The 4th of July boat parade. And I forget, I think we've just done one of those so far officially in recent years, but in any case, it was very good. And so we're going to do that again on the 4th of July. Boat parade, 1 to 3 p.m. is the time for that. This is a new event, but it's kind of like some that you already know, a dock tour, like the deck tour. If you think the deck tour, then you got the dock tour, but a little different wrinkle. That is for Saturday, July 23rd, 1 to 4 p.m. And there are some logistics that we'll still have to work out for that, but we'll get her done, as they say. Another one is a new one coming up, a kayak race on Lake of the Four Seasons for Saturday, August 13th. We'll be starting early in the morning on that Saturday, 9 a.m. And for the record, Kathy Blankenship will direct those activities.
Okay, so I'll run through them again here real quick. Doug in the Lakes Committee is asking for approval for the tadpole contest on June 11th, a 4th of July boat parade on the lake from 1 to 3 p.m. New this year is a deck tour on July 23rd from 1 to 4 p.m. Or dock tour, I'm sorry. Got my venues mixed up there. Dock tour on July 23rd, and also for approval for a kayak race on August 13th at 9 a.m. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mary Beth Fisher. All in favor?
So I have a.
Aye.
Wants to discuss that.
Oh,
June 11th is also the social committee deck tour, so I don't know if you guys want to, are you aware of that or? Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to say that's morning. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have said that.
No, that's totally fine. I just wanted to make sure you guys.
Yeah, my mistake. I didn't write a time down, but I knew when it was, so.
Okay.
I didn't
point
know
well
the time.
taken, but I guess
Yes.
the two don't conflict, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then do we need to vote to shut down the lake for the canoe races or no?
Sue, I'll defer to you, but I don't, we talked about this at some length at the meeting, and I don't think that's why we're trying to start early in the morning.
Before the,
Right,
okay.
yeah, but does that make sense, Sue?
Okay.
Yeah, we also talked about keeping them off to the sides and not, sending them across the middle of the lake or anything like that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This isn't, yeah.
Everybody cool?
Okay.
Okay. So do we officially vote on that, or do we have?
We
Yeah.
can vote.
We can
Yep.
vote.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, also for the Lakes Committee, continue to work with, we continue to work with Management Committee regarding additional silt dam planning. Silt dams, I should say plural, because it's a long range, if you don't realize that by now, it's a long range proposition. We have a number of places, basically in the coves. If you go around the lake, you'll know where the coves are. So anyway, The last thing for the Lakes Committee is, we're also discussing long-term geese control with the Range Committee. There are a lot of moving parts to that. The geese are always fun to deal with. But anyway, I was out looking for nests today. As a matter of fact, they have paired up. If you start to read about this stuff and you know a little bit about it, they are paired up right now. There's no doubt about it. I caught 6 pairs on our little lake today, and they were pairs. They were
What do you
couples.
mean you
They were
caught 'em?
items. What?
Reminded me of high school.
What?
Okay.
Tell them to take it slow, Doug. Don't rush into anything.
Right, yes. I was a high school teacher at one time, so yeah, I understand that. Yeah. So, but there's no vote for that. The geese won't allow us to vote on it yet. But anyway, we're looking to hear back from the Range Committee with some thoughts that both sides have had. So anyway, that's it. Any questions on that? Lakes Committee. Food services, as we have approved previously, the salad bar and other new dining equipment, including taps for the beer kegs, clubhouse and lodge, by the way. Any other dining equipment for the clubhouse and lodge has been ordered. I don't know that we have a date yet or not for that stuff. I doubt that we do. You know, those supply chains. But anyway, I suspect it won't take too long to get that. New lighting is to be added, not lights, whole lights. The wagon wheels stay. Lighting fixtures in there are going to be sort of massaged a little bit. Wire cages and Edison style LED bulbs will be added to there. It's going to be a unique look, but nothing dramatically different at this point. Significant, but maybe not dramatic. But in any case, and that's being done via donations at this time, so there's no cost to the club. People have stepped forward on that. Planning includes new carpeting. We've had discussions. I don't think we made a decision on what to do exactly, but new carpeting for the clubhouse, TVs for the dining room. Again, these are just discussion items. We're talking about exactly. We're not gonna turn this into a sports bar or anything. That's not the intent. Just be able to for big events, be able to have a couple extra TVs in the dining room. What else? If you didn't know, we had a very successful music event on March 4th with Tyler Williams. Basically, it was a packed house. So that was very successful. So there's more talk about doing more of those, as well as other events. If you haven't been to a wine dinner, and maybe you haven't because they're always sold out. But anyway, that was very successful. Another one in February, as well as we had one in January, and we have another one planned for March 24th. But hasn't been officially open. The gates haven't been opened yet, so stay tuned. Ladies' night will again be at the lodge on March 24th, and I think that's a good point to do. But some other people have, and it's an ongoing discussion about how that will evolve. As I've reminded a number of people, since my wife was involved in going back to 2014 when we started doing that. That was never under any committee in the past. So now it's a little bit different, and it's under committee supervision and so forth. So it's going to develop, and that's another event that's a regular event, I should say, that I think is good for the lodge. And good for the club and so forth. You can have variations on that theme, as everybody has talked about, and occasionally have it at people's houses and so forth, and that's fine. But bringing, especially with all the new members, I'll just put in my own personal plug on this, especially with all the new members that we have over the last few years. I consider those kinds of events really, really important to have at either the clubhouse or the lodge. And incidentally, we used to have it at the lodges, our clubhouse as well. There were a few nights, 2 nights, 3 nights, I forget, but we'd have it at the clubhouse as well as the lodge. As you might not know, the lodge used to close down about this time of the year in the old days. And that's when, for example, we'd have ladies' night at the clubhouse or at somebody else's house at that time. We used to do that too. So none of this stuff is dramatically new. It's just dramatically, significantly different. So, I mentioned ladies' night, 80s night at the clubhouse. We've already talked about this and approved it. 80s night at the clubhouse is set for April 1st. And then a blue jean ball at the lodge on April the 8th. And we continue to talk about more events to drive some traffic and so forth. I think, and I just saw it briefly, but we had talked about it at a meeting, St. Patrick's Day, there's going to be a special menu here at the lodge too as well. And I think at the clubhouse, but I'm not sure what they're doing. But anyway, I saw it posted someplace for the lodge. And of course, you'll get green beer. So,
Hey, Doug, do you see any issue with the next wine tasting and ladies' night both being in the lodge on the same night?
oh no, I'm sorry. I got those dates wrong then. Sold out wine dinner. The next wine dinner is March 24th,
Right?
and ladies' night is on the 31st.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Okay.
Sorry. I
Okay.
put the wrong date. That's what happens when you send stuff out to everybody and you go, oh crap, now so anyway, my fault, but okay. So again, it is all about driving traffic, but just as important as driving traffic and making some money, and minimizing, underwriting, if you will, for amenities. It's about getting the members together and getting them clued into some of this stuff, some of which is new and some of it not so new. Some of it's just a rebirth in many cases for the amenities. So enough rambling, move on.
Okay, thanks, Doug. Annie?
Yeah, social committee and the Merch Madness is still going on until March 31st. If you haven't had a chance to see the items, the committee will be at the lodge on Friday, March 25th from 6 to 8 p.m. You'll be able to see all the items for that are for sale that night. As a reminder, Merch Madness is a fundraiser for the social committee so that we can bring you the summer concerts and other events. And they would like to thank everyone that has purchased HH apparel and swag already. And for the organic garden, I don't have any updates.
That it? Linda?
I suppose this will fall under communications. As many of you know, we've been having some WebEx issues that we've been trying to resolve. WebEx has not been of any help. Annie uncovered there is a known bug in WebEx. We don't know if it's a certain version, if it's an interface with Outlook, but the last two times, the special meeting and also the last management committee, some people could not sign in. They were getting an error message that WebEx Cisco says, well, no. But there is a known bug that's listed out there. And I think even tonight, I'm not sure if those who have joined can actually hear us. And we have no idea why that would be. Everything is set up the way it always has been. So we will continue investigating and trying to resolve that.
Okay.
Tonight, and there is, thanks, Angie, and there is absolutely no reason why that is true. Yeah. Well, we're trying to figure it out. And it just started. So it's got to be a new release or something that's messing it up.
Something new every month, isn't it, Linda?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Mary Beth?
Nothing for me.
Okay. Nothing from the tennis and pickleball committee. As far as the health and wellness committee is concerned, lots of things happening down at the fitness center. I saw a detailed plan going back and forth between the committee members with lots of information. There's quite a few things they're working on. Once the equipment got moved in, they started working on security for the facility. They're discussing key fobs and liability releases and such. I think they're very, very close to being able to open up. As I said during the president's report, I was down there and walked through a couple weeks ago, and it's there's been a lot of hard work and effort put into the facility. Okay, that does it for committee business and reports.
Hey, Chaz, Cabot
Yep.
here. Do you have a sense and an idea when they actually think they're going to try to open this fitness center?
I
date?
don't believe I've seen a specific date.
Just a few weeks or?
Can circle back and provide that in my president's report for the Echo. How's that sound?
Great.
Any other questions?
Thanks.
All right. Any fund requests that we haven't already covered? Nope. Okay, let's move to open forum. Do we have anybody signed up to speak tonight? Nobody? Okay. All right. Let's go to the GM search. Linda, do you want to take that or do you want me to, or?
Sure. Um,
Sure, which one?
well, we had a number of people solicit resumes that were kind of all over the place. Many with just not the right experience that we would be looking for. We narrowed it down. Chaz, Steve Cundiff, Rex, and I interviewed by Zoom 3 candidates last week. One we didn't think was appropriate for the Hills. We invited the other 2 to come in. Unfortunately, all of a sudden, one of the candidates advised us he's no longer interested, as we were inviting him to come in. And so we do have one candidate that we think is a real possibility who will be coming in a week or so, and we'll be touring the facility. It's a tough position to fill, because you have to punch a lot of different tickets, from maintenance to hospitality to security. And we're really trying very hard to get somebody that we think will be a longer term employee. So we're being diligent. We know that everybody would like to have it sooner rather than later, but we're also have agreed we need to try to get the right person in. So we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, I would add to that when Jeff was here for the year that he was, we got a good taste of what it was like to have somebody that has the hospitality experience that Jeff had, and I think that it's too bad Rex is already gone. That I think that that showed up in the results for the financials in the lodge this year, and also. I don't want to discredit the hard work from all the people that were involved in working with Jeff. But like Linda said, I mean, we get some candidates that are nowhere near qualified for what we're looking for. Then we've got others that are very strong in one category or another. And we've narrowed it down to at least 1 or 2 people that had what we thought was a good amount of multiple things we were looking for. And hopefully the guy that comes in to see us next week is a strong candidate after everybody gets a chance to meet him. I would tell you he's local. So it should be pretty simple to get him in. And we look forward to putting him in front of some other folks to get some other opinions. One thing I will say, though, is Rex had mentioned the fact that the management committee did kind of a divide and conquer as it relates to the employees and picking up some of the functions that Jeff did perform on behalf of the club. And I was extremely impressed with how they did that and how everybody stepped up and how they put their plan together. That being said, I'm looking at some of the other plans for some of the other committees. I would say the health and wellness, as I read through what they've got going on right now after their meeting over the weekend. And folks, we've got some really good thought going into just about everything we do. For anybody who thinks that there's not a lot of time and effort put into the plans that we use to operate the committees, there's a huge amount of thought that goes into it, and there's a lot of back and forth. We've got that going on down at the range, and I'm extremely impressed with some of the things that I read when I look over the minutes of some of the committees. We've got a lot of really good people out there that are putting a lot of thought into things. So that being said, let's reaffirm the e-votes with Mary Beth.
Okay. Reimburse Linda Hodge from Communication Committee for snacks for election volunteers in the amount of $42.80, 70. Pay all from health and wellness funds the following: reimburse Joe Williams $513.47 for floor mats for fitness center. Pay Easy IT Connect for TV and speakers in the amount of $2,263.34. Pay Lockworks Ltd. $452.70 for electric stripe for key fob security door for fitness center. 8-0. Reimburse Mary Beth Fisher for general manager going away gift and lodge gathering in the amount of $394.32 from transfer fees. 7-1. Approve spring fling on 4/9/22 at noon for the golf committee at the clubhouse shelter house. Expenses not to exceed $250 for purchase of food and drinks for attendees. 8-0. Allow Health and Wellness to conduct March Madness fundraiser by having basketball brackets with 50% of the winnings to go to Health and Wellness. 8-0. Pay Cashman's Sports Equipment and Feed for floor mats for Health and Wellness from Health and Wellness funds in the amount of $256.73. 8-0. Pay from Health and Wellness funds to Tom's Plumbing the amount of $2,819.90. 8-0. Approve purchase of dining service equipment for the lodge with the amount not to exceed $4,200 from Food Services Amenity Funds. 8-0. Approve 80s night at the clubhouse for 4/1/22 from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. 8-0. Reimburse Chris Keller from Health and Wellness Funds for shelving in the amount of $116.36. 8-0. Approve Tyler Williams to play music at the lodge on 3/4/22. 8-0. Approve Blue Jean Ball on 4/8/22 with DJ and line dancing. 8-0. E-vote to proceed with variance process notice to members in the echoes for member wellhead variance. 7-0. I make a motion that we approve the e-votes.
I'll second.
Motion made by Mary Beth Fisher to approve the e-votes, seconded by Doug Parker. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. New business topics. One of the things that I took over from Linda Lonzinger when I was elected president was an initiative that was already in the works as it relates to our non-discrimination clause in our code of regulations. I would like to recommend that we put on the ballot issue for the annual meeting this year, a recommended amendments to the code of regulations, Article 11. Article 11, non-discrimination. The current code is, it shall be the policy of this club, there shall be no discrimination in employment, membership, activity, participation, or guest privileges on the basis of race, religion, national origin, sex, or age. The proposed language would read as such: it shall be the policy of this club that there shall be no discrimination in employment, membership, volunteer participation, governance, activity participation, or in any ancillary matter relative to the proceeding based on race, religion, national origin, veteran status, disability, sex, including sexual orientation or age. That is it. We amended the agenda to eliminate the code misprint that we were going to discuss tonight. At this stage, do we need to vote on this and go ahead and get this out of the way so that we can meet the
I
timeline for
think
the?
we need to vote on,
Okay.
on putting that in
The ballot.
on the ballot and two issues of the echo, which is what we usually do.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we can't do that. So
Yep.
Yeah, just again, for any new folks out there, we're talking here about something for the code, and that's a membership vote at the annual meeting.
Correct.
Right.
That would require 66
Correct.
and 2/3
Yes.
votes.
And our language is pretty outdated. If you look at any company, any business out there, any organization, ours was.
As
pretty
I
outdated, and
understand
the
it,
attorney thought it was pretty outdated. I
it
guess
was at the
wasn't meant to.
recommendation of our attorney to amend our
Yeah,
language
yeah.
because it was so outdated.
So I make a motion that we adopt the language that Chaz read to be placed on the ballot in August, and in the interim to be read at 2 meetings and put in the echo. Did I get everything? So it has to be in the echo and read it twice in
Yeah.
2 meetings.
Yeah.
To make it on the annual ballot.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Linda Hodge. Any discussion?
Yeah, I have one note just to make sure. I did hear you. You read guest privileges the first time. You didn't say it the second time.
It's
just
it's
case.
in there though.
Okay, I
Yeah,
know it's in it.
It is
I know,
in there.
but
Yeah.
in case anybody
Right.
only hears it, that's still in there relative to guest privilege.
It is still in there. You want
That's
me to-
not an insignificant thing.
Should I read it again?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
probably.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yep. So let me reread that.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
so the proposed language reads as such. It shall be the policy of this club that there shall be no discrimination in employment, membership, volunteer participation, governance, activity participation, guest privileges, or in any ancillary matter relative to the proceeding based on race, religion, national origin, veteran status, disability, sex, including sexual orientation or age. Okay. Any further discussion? So the motion was made by Mary Beth, seconded by Linda Hodge. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Linda Lonzinger, discuss adding a link to the Hocking County and Fairfield County Health Department.
This actually came up through the ACC, and what we're finding is that folks who are building or perhaps adding on an addition aren't aware of the guidance and permits required from Hocking County if you're in Hocking County, or Fairfield County if you're in Fairfield County. So the suggestion was to add a link, and I think right under,
Closer to your
Mem-
microphone.
pardon me,
Can you just move closer to your microphone a little? We're having trouble
Oh.
hearing you.
how's this?
Still more.
It's in your ear. It's in your ear thing. So if you hold the wire up closer to your mouth.
Okay, how's this?
Okay.
Can you take your ear thing out and just hold that up to your mouth?
Actually,
Yeah, it's either a tweak or it's muffled somehow.
is that better?
Yeah.
Yes.
A little clearer, yes.
Okay. So, I guess I'll just start all over again. What we've noticed is that when members go to build a new home or add an addition, they aren't aware of the requirements from the health departments. So there's Fairfield County for those building there and Hocking County for those building there. In particular, environmental services that discuss plumbing, sewage treatment, and water wells. Those are very important when building and or adding on to the home. So it's good guidance, and we were just thinking we'd add that to the front page in the member section. So thoughts about that?
It's a good idea.
Yeah,
Put
absolutely.
put it in the member packet.
So are both county agencies okay with us doing that?
Well,
do we need
actually,
to check
no, it's not the member packet per se. We're just going to add a link. I apologize. We were going to add a link under the member portion of our front page. There is ACC, that's the first link under members. And then right under that, add a link to Fairfield County, Hocking County, and suggest when building, they see the environmental services site from each of these respective health departments.
So you're talking about on our website.
That's correct.
Just the link, though.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
link.
Yeah, there's a number of things that they can pull off there, checklists and
Yeah.
Right.
people to contacts and so forth.
Now,
We
Are
just
you,
thought it would be useful.
you saying add it to the menu or actually add it to a page?
Well, what we discussed is adding it to the menu.
The menu.
Okay. So just for the sake of,
I'm not remember how the appearance of the drop down menu at this point, so I don't know. But I assume there's a
The fir-
section there that we could add it to. Because you're just talking about adding a link at this point. It's kind of old fashioned.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got several links out there to different things.
Well, so if you go to the member portion of our front page, and you hit that drop down. Let me, the first item on the drop down is actually the ACC.
Yep.
And I thought it would be good to link directly, have the link directly under that to say Hocking County, see Hocking County Environmental Services when building or adding an addition. See Fairfield County Fairfield County Health Department Environmental Services when building, blah, blah, blah. That's what I was thinking. Secondarily, if you don't think that is going to be enough information, there could be a link there to go to a page that talks a little bit more about the health departments and their environmental services that they offer.
Well, we don't really even need to vote on that, do we,
No,
Linda?
no.
We could just go ahead,
No,
just go ahead and do it?
I'm good with that. I can talk with the office about adding something under the ACC.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right. We'll get that done. All right. That's all.
Okay. Let's move to old business topics. Linda, you're right back up on the water well testing proposal.
You have in your packet the proposal that was provided earlier. Can you guys see me? Because right now I have a spinning color wheel with you guys.
yeah, we can see.
Yeah.
We got you.
All right. Anyway, we've been talking about testing water wells. I do have a formal proposal from one of the hydrogeologists. It's in your packet. Provides good information about how to move forward, train, and begin implementation for ongoing well water measurements. So I'd like to propose a motion that we accept this proposal, and the cost is $960. We'll have training, so it's proposal for training and implementation of an ongoing well testing program. That costs $960.
But again, the onus is on Hideaway Hills to monitor these wells and the water levels over time, right?
We lost Linda.
Okay, and I'm almost certain that is the case. If you look on the page 2 of this proposal, it's data review and well selection, which takes 8 hours at $80 an hour for $640, and a site visit for 4 hours at $80 an hour for $320, total $960.
And some training is included in that as well as for how to us to continue to measure.
Yeah, but the onus will be on us to find members that'll help cooperate with
Yeah.
monitoring their wells and also for us to monitor via the club, all of the club amenities like the lodge, the clubhouse, and so on and so forth. You know, I would.
Swansinger. Hi.
The screen's frozen.
Well, we can now because you're on my speaker.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, but your motion was a move to accept the proposal for training implementation of ongoing well testing program for $960.
That's correct.
Okay. I will second that.
So motion made by Linda Lonzinger to accept the proposal to monitor the wells, both at the club amenities and also private water wells as well, and to accept the consulting proposal for a total of $960, seconded by Linda Hodge. Any further discussion?
Jazz. So my question on this is, before we blow $1,000 on this, what's the end game? So we go through this initial round of testing, we get a basis for where our wells are at. Next year we find out they're lower. What's the plan after that? I mean, if we don't have a solution for the wells going lower, then I'm not sure why we're spending this money.
Hang on. The question is from Eric, what if we measure now and in a year we find out that our water supply is lower? The wells the depth is less. What's the plan then?
So Eric says, what do we do with this information?
Yes.
The question is, so what do we do with the information once we have it, the measurements?
Will tell us what's happening with our waters. If anything happens that is troubling, we're thinking that it would happen gradually over time so that we would be prepared to then make decisions as to what we would need to do going forward. Right now, there is not a plan. If, for example, if it drops 50%, we're going to do X. No, we should have some time. We may never see it. But what we want to do is be prepared. If we start to see a gradual change, we can move forward and make that plan. Right now, we have no plan, and we don't know what we have in terms of water, total water resources.
And I think, is it fair to say we're increasing the number of homes in Hideaway Hills, the builds? And if we don't know whether that is going to, if we double the number of buildings, is that going to affect the water supply for everyone?
Well, the fact of the matter is, we can't double the amount of buildings. The club doesn't have any more lots available. It doesn't sound like we have a plan to deal. We're going to blow $1,000 on something we don't have a plan for. If in fact the next year we're down 50%, I don't know what we do. We can't cut off lots because the lots are all sold. I'd like to know what the plan is if we find out that our wells are drying up. What we're going to do? I don't think we have a solution. So to blow $1,000 on this until we have a full plan in place doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, to me,
Without
without
have data to have a plan.
without knowing the baseline data, how would
Right.
we even know that we ever had a problem until it was too late to do anything about it?
And so next year, what we do this year, and then next year they look at it, this becomes the baseline this year to compare to see if we really do have a problem or not.
Okay, so I understand that. But if we have a problem, what can you do? The wells are drying up. I mean,
Dig
right
deep
now,
wells, restrict water usage.
Well, and
we're
here's,
going to restrict
here's the
water
deal.
use. We're going to put
Here's the deal. We first have to figure out whether or not there is a problem. Okay. I think it would be everybody's hope that we do this. We find out that we're able to sustain ourselves. Okay. I think at the time that we can determine that we are in trouble or it is starting to diminish, that's when we use that information to go out and seek out what opportunities and what remediation plans there are. I mean, I don't know that, I don't know that you can do something about, something you don't, well, how do you put it? You can't fix what you don't know about,
Kinda
okay?
like going to your doctor who wants to do testing on you and you say, well, what are you going to do if something comes back bad? And they say, well, I don't know till the testing's done.
Yeah, and I would also say that, we spend money all the time in Hideaway Hills. One thing we never spend it on, is our resources, as it relates to things as big as our water supply. Um, I'm just saying that, we won't know until we do it and see whether or not it's starting to diminish. I think we've kicked this can down the road long enough, and I think it's probably $1,000 well spent.
Yeah, and might we, for example, get from the consultant some additional data or information regarding real life, real world experiences elsewhere where this was done, and perhaps what the findings were, and maybe we'll find out that there were a couple of places very similar to ours where this happened.
Solutions
The
and what the
test, got
solutions
some
were.
data, and they
Doug, I will
responded
say,
to it in various ways, but some sort of real life occurrences that we can take a look at that might have some validity to our own, well, what do we do if questions?
But I mean, Eric's question is a good question. I mean, what do we do? And I think, the answer to that is, we don't know until we know how bad or serious of a problem we would have, or how quickly things are diminishing. We may have missed the boat on this. I mean, you may be right, Eric. Linda, you had mentioned, what if we double the homes in Hideaway? To Eric's point, that can't happen. Okay. What we've got here is the majority of what we're going to have going forward.
I don't know that. I agree with
No.
you.
There's like
No,
49,
no,
50
you're
lots.
right. You're right.
Those
We've
independently
been averaging
owned
like, and I
lots.
don't have the most recent years, like 7 to 10 or more builds a year.
Then you
Because-
also have to consider remodeling, adding a bathroom,
Yeah.
or not a bathroom, a bedroom.
Yeah.
Because once you add on to a bedroom, you're talking
Good
about
point.
more
More
water
water.
use.
Good point. I
Because you're
stand
increasing
corrected.
the size
It
of the
can't-
leach field.
It
and-
can't double,
Yes.
but it could get significant.
No, I
Yeah.
meant
Yeah.
doubling what we
Yeah.
do every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we talked to Hocking County, this was, gosh, Linda, what, like a year and a half ago, they told us their guidelines were minimum of 1.84 acres per dwelling to have a well.
That is correct.
And most of our lots in Hideaway are like a half an acre. Now, granted, most are also
Yeah.
purchased with 2 lots,
Yeah.
but not always. It's particularly around the place, right? So it is definitely something we need to keep an eye on.
Well, they can't do anything about the 1.84 acres.
No,
They
can't.
hate the hell out of that, believe me, but I
Yep.
know that, they've told me that. But
Yep.
the bottom line is, we're all stuck with it. That's the plat.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
the way this place was
Yep.
formulated. So
Yep.
that's what we got.
Yep.
So
Better-
we'll continue to
better
be
to
able
know.
to.
Better to know and then be able to plan.
Well, but B, they can, if they have a septic site and a backup septic site on that half-acre lot. Because that's more complicated because of passive septic systems and all of that. But the bottom line is, it's still drawing more water.
Well, Doug, I liked what you said, a suggestion that this person, that if we hire this person, if he can look over his background, and has he seen problems come up? And if so, what did they do in that case when they did see water tables dropping?
So that goes to my point. We have an incomplete plan right now. If
But
this guy, we're going to hire somebody to spend $1,000 on this,
Right.
and we find out, well, there's nothing that you can do. Well, why are we bothering? We're in search of a problem right now. I'd like
Maybe
to know
there is.
more. I don't
Maybe there
think
is
that
something.
This is not necessarily something we shouldn't do. I think the plan is incomplete.
What would you put in there?
I was just going to ask the same question.
I think we need to talk to more people. What do you do when you find out your wells are going dry. If there is no solution, well then why spend the $1,000? I don't know what the answer is. I'd like to know more information. That's all I'm saying.
We're
My
obligated
well's
to
going
know
dry.
that.
If my well's going
Obligated.
dry,
Oh,
and I can't
jeez.
do anything about it,
That's,
we'll probably all sell it.
that's called stewardship.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
We
that's
have to
not-
be able to be stewards of this place. And that's what the board's basic job is. And you cannot do stewardship without data. And you can't make plans without information. You can't. You can get some real world examples and maybe be able to reflect on that and perhaps start to hatch some what ifs, but that doesn't mean that's gonna actually happen that way. You just can't know it. But again, you still have to have the data because you got to have something to apply to the plan.
Yeah.
I don't think you can plan without data. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no point in just blue sky in here to save $1,000 from my perspective. There's no point in blue skying just to save $1,000. And be able to get somebody in here who is, as best I can tell, qualified to tell us what this is all about, because none of us really know at this point.
Okay, so we're at the crossroads here. Do we want to, does somebody want to make a motion? Or do we want to further discuss this? Eric, would, you want to back off it for a month? And,
She made a motion, I think that's seconded, and we've had discussion, so.
okay,
I think that's, we're probably either gonna vote or it's in the motion.
okay, so do we want to vote to rescind the motion?
Somebody would have to make that motion.
Somebody needs to make a motion if that's what we want to do.
And we're rescinding the, hiring this person? Is that what we're doing?
No, we have a motion on the floor to vote to approve the expenditure of 960 or
60.
whatever.
But Eric has challenged the motion, correct,
Right.
Eric?
Yeah, I'll make that motion to rescind it until further information is obtained.
Okay, so I need a second to Eric's
I'll second.
just die until we have more time.
I think Tim seconded.
Okay. So Tim seconds Eric's motion to rescind the motion to accept the proposal for the well study.
I'd like to say something also. I think we're just assuming that we actually have a problem and we're getting kind of pessimistic about it. Almost to the point where we might be scaring people. I don't think we should take this approach until we have, facts, to know that thing. That's what is concerning me is, we're all of a sudden everybody's going to run out of water. Well,
Well, Tim, we can't know.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Measure. And if we
But-
don't measure, we won't know until Tim Weibel, Eric Lapp, Linda Lonsinger, Doug Parker don't have water. It's better to understand what's going on and give ourselves time so that we can address an issue. Just saying we don't know whether we have an issue or not. Well, of course we don't, because we don't have any data. What is being suggested is a way so that we can prevent any kind of problem down the road and address it and be prepared.
All I'm saying though is, as you guys are speaking about this, it's all like you have a preconceived notion that we're going to find that we do have a problem, and I don't think that's a good approach. That's what I'm saying.
Well, let me just share. We're the
not
only
reading
place
that
in
on the-
Ohio.
No.
Wait
We
a
may
minute.
find out that we absolutely do not have a problem, that we're in great shape. And that's super.
That's great. But right now we don't know. And we do know that people have some problems with their wells. Not a lot, but there is a percentage.
And to Doug's
Well-
point, we are supposed to be stewards while we're here to do what we can to be in a position to make changes or find solutions if we have to. And we're not going to know to do that until we have a baseline comparatively.
I think Eric's got a good point though, I think we need to, let's be pessimistic and say that we find that we do have an issue. Well, what are we going to do? Has anybody looked into that? What our options are? Or if we don't have a problem, do we just forget about it and go as we have been? I think that's where Eric's gone with this discussion.
So we've got a motion by Eric to rescind the proposal, to rescind the vote on the proposal. We've got a second from Tim, so we need a vote, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
Nope, that's okay. So all in favor to rescind the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. All opposed to rescinding the motion, nay.
Nay.
Hey,
Okay, so the motion to rescind the proposal has not passed. So do we need
You already have.
we already have the motion and a second to accept the proposal. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Nay.
Okay, motion carried. All right. Technology update, Annie Kerrigan.
Yeah, so we're moving forward with our evaluations. The office and security are reviewing the first vendor now, and I'll be setting up the other 3 vendors to do demos next, hopefully over the next month. But we'll see, with the office not having a GM and being pretty busy, that may get elongated, but we'll do the best we can.
Okay. And also, you had an update on committee guidelines.
Yeah, so we have been finalizing our proposed guidelines. I've set 2 meeting dates scheduled to meet here at the great room so that we can pull the committee chairs in and review the materials. That is set for Saturday, April 9th and Wednesday, April 13th. Notification will go out to the committee chairs so they can choose which day works best for their schedule.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, thank you. New members, Linda Hodge.
No club-owned lots were sold. New members are Mark and Lisa Lybrook, lots 1323, 1324, 1325, 1894, which has a house on it, 1895 and 1896. And then sold to 895 Cato LLC in the name of Charles J. Estel, lots 895 and 896. And Catherine Calista Turns and Ian Burdenayer, I think, lots 2049, 2050, 2051, 2052, and 2053. Motion to accept the new members.
I'll second.
Motion made by Linda Hodge to accept the new members, seconded by Annie Kerrigan.
Mhm.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carried. I need a motion to adjourn to executive session.
So moved.
Moved by Doug Parker,
Second.
seconded by Mary Beth Fisher. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Yeah.
She's gonna disconnect you guys, the board members, and then send you a new link to join back in.
So we're gonna